Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. It's Friday again. Yes, absolutely. What about Monday and Sunday and all those days, guys? It's Friday, the best day of the week. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream. Guys, please, before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Smash a like on the video. Notifications, all that lovely, generous stuff. Absolutely beautiful. You're absolutely beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining me this lovely Friday morning, wherever you are in the world. Could be afternoon, could be evening, could be night, wherever you are in the world. Let's get straight into some news. Manchester United are about to offer 65 million for Antoine Semenyo in January as an opening offer, guys. Now, Antoine Semenyo is not short of options. Arsenal, Liverpool, and maybe Chelsea still vying for his signature. So Antoine Semenyo, 65 million in January. Should Manchester United do this deal? Manchester United to offer 65 million for Antoine Semenyo. What do you think about that, guys? Would you be happy with bringing Antoine Semenyo to Manchester United? Now, rumours are circulating that he would prefer a move to Arsenal or Liverpool. Should we still go for him? Should we still sign him if he prefers, you know, Arsenal or Liverpool? Or do we not care about that and try and get the player through the door? Guys, look, I've spoken about it. I'm not going to flip-flop on it. I did say I think Man United need to concentrate on the midfield. I think they need to concentrate on fixing that midfield. But there's a little twist in this little story, guys. Manchester United could also make an offer for João Gomes. João Gomes hasn't emerged as a top target in January. So if Manchester United managed to acquire Antoine Semenyo and João Gomes, what a January that would be. Is it a possibility? I don't know. Of course, Antoine Semenyo will also be at the AFCON, so he will be unavailable, guys. Does this make a difference? Does this change your mind? Of course, we're going to be missing Mbeumo and Ahmad as well, not to mention Mazraoui as well for the AFCON. Would you still go after Antoine Semenyo, guys? Now, there's no doubt about Antoine Semenyo's talent. He's a brilliant player. His talent is incredible. His ceiling is very high. He can play on the left. He can play on the right. He can play in the middle. He can play up front. That is what great thing is about Antoine Semenyo. I'm a big fan, but I worry about Manchester United's priorities here. That is what I'm most worried about, and that is what I'm most concerned about, of course. But if Manchester United manage to fix the midfield and bring in Antoine Semenyo, I think Man United will be going places. The other concern is, if we do bring in Antoine Semenyo, we've got Cunha, we've got Mbeumo. Where would Antoine Semenyo play? Where would he play? Tell me, guys. I want to know. Unless we have a plan to play Antoine Semenyo up front or play Cunha up front and play Antoine Semenyo as a number 10. What do Man United do? They're definitely not going to be playing Antoine Semenyo as a left wing back. I believe Antoine Semenyo has already clarified he does not want to play as a left wing back. So what we're going to do with that, guys? Absolutely. Now, I spoke on the channel about a week ago about two players that come from Stade Rennes. Stade Rennes in France, of course. I did mention these players, and now everyone on the media outlets are starting to talk about these two players. Who are those two players, guys? Jeremy Jacquet and Keita Mate. Okay, so just start with Jeremy Jacquet. Jeremy Jacquet is a 20-year-old centre-back playing for Stade Rennes. He's also wanted by Real Madrid. He's a France under-21 international. He will cost around 12 million euros, of course, guys. A centre-back coming from Stade Rennes. The other Rennes player is Keita Mate. Keita Mate is an 18-year-old centre-forward playing for Rennes. And he is a France under-21 international, and he's valued at 8 million euros. It does give you a clue where Man United are going with everything. They're going for the youth players. They're going for the younger players. That's what they're going for at the moment, guys. Is it a risk? Can you win anything with kids? As Alan Hansen famously once said. I think it does represent a risk when we're bringing in so many young players. I would like to see some players that can, you know, slot right into that team and be ready straight away, of course, guys. That'd be absolutely fantastic. But speaking of experience, Antoine Semenyo, Manchester United is the talk of the town. It is the talk of the day, guys. Would you be going for Antoine Semenyo? I want to know your answers to this question, guys. Absolutely. João Gomes is a priority for Manchester United in January. Manchester United are huge admirers of João Gomes, and it could be a reunited with Cunha and João Gomes, the ex-Wolves players, of course. Will that help Man United? Do we want to become Wolves? I don't know, guys. But anyway, that is big news circulating at the moment, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream. Big up everyone who's joined me today. Of course, guys, really appreciate you all, of course. Big up, Benny. What's going on, my friend? They are coming for money. Leave well alone. It fixed the midfield first and foremost. Big up, Benny. I don't disagree with you, Benny, here. I think if it was a choice between the midfield like a João Gomes or SAMENYO, I'd be definitely going for João Gomes. If it was just one player, I'd be going for João Gomes, Anderson, Adam Wharton, etc. We have to think about things maturely, guys. We have to think about maturely. Do you know what I mean? We have to think about it smartly. We have to think about what is the biggest problem at Manchester United. It's the midfield, isn't it? It's the Bagel FC. That is the biggest problem at Manchester United, of course. Big up, Benny. Hope you're doing well, of course. Big up, Max. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my friend. You're early bird. Good to see the early birds. Big up, All Bars One. Thank you so much, you legend. Good to see you again as every day, my friend. Big up yourself. Big up, Benny. What's going on, my friend? Big up, Benny, by the way. Good to see you. Big up, Tyro Gunner. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my guy. Hope everything is blessed with you, of course. Morning, Benny. Sligo Rovers. Sly Stallone Rovers. Was it? You know, what is it? Sligo Rovers. Big up, Benny. Hope you're doing well. This Friday. Just listen, guys. It's Friday. It's Friday again. Sunday, Monday, what? Isn't it? What is it? Friday. Absolutely. We love it, guys. Absolutely. Listen. Enjoy it. Wear your best shirt. Go out. Have a meal. Enjoy it, guys. Absolutely. It's lovely. You got to smile whilst you still have teeth, guys. Because you know what? Teeth don't last forever. You know, there was a story, right? No, this isn't a story. This is actually a fact, right? I went to a very, very posh Portuguese restaurant once, right? And I went with my granddad, God rest his soul, passed away this year. But I want to say, look, I went to a restaurant back in year 2000 in Portugal. It was the Algarve, right? And it was a very, very posh, upmarket restaurant. And my granddad said, you know, my granddad loves a Baileys. He does love a Baileys. He loves a Baileys, right? And he got the Baileys and he goes like, and he went like this. And my granddad's teeth fell out, right? His teeth fell out. And he put them back in, but he put them upside down. So like this. You listen, you can't take him anywhere. You can't take him anywhere. It's like, you know what I mean? This is supposed to be a posh restaurant, granddad. You know what I mean? And this is, I mean, I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? And yeah. That's why you smile whilst you still have teeth, so they don't fall out. Because I don't think it would be a good look. If I'm going, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Stretford Post, and my teeth come out. It wouldn't be a good look, would it? Anyway, swaying off topic, definitely. Man United are a little bit like false teeth at the moment. You know, I mean, we've got to be careful before the teeth come out. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what she said. Morning, Stephanie. How you doing, my friend? Good to see Stephen. Sorry, Stephen Maguire. Morning, United fan. Big up, Stephen Maguire. One of the legends of Stretford Post, of course, my guy. Absolutely good to see you. Goodness me, good to see you. Best up, my tutto bene. What's going on, my Italian friend? Bless up, brother. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. Great channel. Long stream this morning for Tutto. But guys, absolutely, it was a long one. 3 hours long, guys. Listen. I wake up early in the morning, break of dawning. You know what I mean? And it was they were online. You know what I mean? You know when Italians get together, you know there's going to be a conversation. You know what I mean? There's going to be a long conversation, of course. I'm in Italy in December, guys. Don't forget, I'm in Italy in December doing my usual work in Italy. Of course, I go to Napoli. In Italy, and I do my usual work, which is journalist work, of course, guys. So I will be there in December. You know what I mean? And enjoying it. I'll be bringing my streams from Italy again in my apartment over there. Love it like that. I've got to go see my family in London. I've got to see them as well. It's, you know what I mean? I'm just so busy these days. It's ridiculous. Good morning, Sam. What's going on, bro? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. He's a very good player, says Stephen. But United need two midfielders first. You see this from Stephen. This is a mature comment. A mature comment is very easy to be swayed by the attacking side of things. We need to fix the attack. But Man United need a midfield. Bagel FC, guys. Bagel FC. Do you know what I mean? We need to. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, big up. And Sam, United should go for him. We need Semenyo and Mason Mount playing in prone injury. Prone can't put hope on Mason Mount. But we have to look at what's the most important thing, what Man United don't have. Man United have Mbeumo and Cunha. They already have Mbeumo and Cunha to play in those positions. Semenyo's not going to be playing left wing. He's already said it. He's not going to play left wing. All right? So where will Semenyo play? You know? So we got Mbeumo and Cunha. What we don't have is a competent midfield. Right? So what you got to look at first, the cherry on the cake will come. Don't worry. The rum over the bubba will happen. But if you don't have the sponge, you will not win anything and it will not be a good tasting bubba. And Tuto knows what I'm talking about here. Okay, so at the end of the day, if you don't have the sponge, just like the icing on the cherry on the cake, you're going to be wide open, guys. You're going to have nothing, no base. You know what I mean? It's got no base, this cake. Do you know what I mean? So you need to fix that midfield first. Of course you do. Good morning, Ephraim. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Sal. Yesterday's show was great. Which one? With my old pal Fozzie. Big up Fozzie, by the way. Thank you, everyone who tuned in, guys. Really appreciate that. I will be doing more of those shows. Of course, used to do a lot of interviews, but I used to do pre-recorded material and stuff. Used to do a lot of interviews. Really. Back in my day, I used to have a channel, and I used to work on a channel. I had 2.7 million subscribers, and it was from me. Guys, absolutely. And I used to do that, interviews and things like that. But thank you for joining, Ephraim. I really appreciate you, my guy. Big up, Arman. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Sal, if Manchester United have the monies, why we go for Semenyo, go get midfielders like Gomes, Stiller or Walton? This is the smart way to go. We can get Semenyo, right? We can get Semenyo. We can agree a pre-agreement with Semenyo to come in the summer. But what Man United need is a Walton, is a Stiller, is a Anderson. Now, look, in regards to Adam Wharton has already given a gentleman's agreement in regards to he wants to sign for Manchester United. He wants to leave Crystal Palace, but he's going to leave in the summer. He's not going to leave in January. He's already given his gentleman's agreement, of course, guys. And I don't think he's going to sway away from that. Rumours going around that Adam Wharton is wanted by Real Madrid. So what does that mean? It means that Man United will be going after Angelo Stiller and they'll be going after Anderson as well, guys. Absolutely. There's also talk about Di Marco of Inter Milan. I spoke about Di Marco many, many months ago, if not years ago, when I felt that Man United should have signed Di Marco when he was at Napoli. But Man United are still interested in Di Marco. Now, Di Marco would represent a very smart signing too. Di Marco is a very, very experienced player. And the thing about Di Marco, what I like about Di Marco, he's a leader. He represents leadership. And I think that's what Man United severely lack over the years. They lack leadership. And bringing in someone like Di Marco, I think will be absolutely brilliant as well. But it's going to be very, very interesting. It's even now, from this day forth, of course, we got the game against Everton on Monday. From then until the transfer window opens, it's going to be very interesting because obviously our transfer activity does depend on if we get any more injuries and whatnot. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to it and I'll see what Man United do. I do hope that they do back Ruben Amorim. I hope they back Ruben Amorim. I hope they get the tools for Ruben Amorim. I hope they do that and to give to Ruben Amorim the biggest chance of doing well this season. I still believe that Ruben Amorim will be qualifying for the Champions League. I really do think that, of course. Kenny, what's going on? We were linked to Joe Gomes years ago. Yes, before he went to Saudi Arabia. Absolutely. Years ago. Now we are here again. I mean, it's almost like they should have listened, right, Kenny? It's almost like they should have listened to us. It's almost like they should have listened to the old Stretford Post, of course. Morning, Dave. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, my guy. I hope you're blessed, my friend. Good to see you. Of course. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Absolutely. You so good. You said it twice there, Kenny. Thank you very much, my friend. Daryl. Morning, Sal. We definitely need to fix the midfield first before anything else. You see, Daryl, that's why I like you, Daryl. You come out with the common sense. You know, you bring us all back to earth, like with a big thump. You know what I mean? Welcome, Daryl. Hope you're doing well. Absolutely. That's what I would do, in my personal opinion. If someone said to me right now, Sal, here's 70 million, right? You got to fix Man United. I'm not going to be going after Semenyo. Absolutely not. I'd be like, okay, what can we do with 70 million? Can we get Anderson for 70 million? Can we get João Gomes for 70 million? Can we get João Gomes and Conor Gallagher? Can we work something out right now to fix that midfield? Because I know if we fix that midfield, I think we're going up that league pretty rapidly. I really do think that. Absolutely. I think we'll go up that league pretty rapidly and Man United will get to where we need to be, of course, guys. Absolutely. Big up, Daryl. Good to see you, my guy. Milan derby this weekend. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Big up. I might do some watch-alongs this weekend. We'll have to wait and see. Sanjay, good morning. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Where are you today? You're all around the world. I see you all around the world these days. What's going on? Big up, man. What's up, my guy? Good. What's up? Many planes. I mean, yeah, I'm good. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Sal, didn't you mention a boy called Keith Smith from AZ Alkmaar? Of course I did, Benny. Of course. Keith Smith. Yes, AZ Alkmaar. Dutch international now, I believe. Yes, I mentioned him a couple of times. I mentioned him a year ago. I have to really prove myself sometimes. You know, when I'm on Twitter, I have to, you know, when people go, Manchester United are exclusive. Manchester United are in for Keith Smith. I said, no shit, Sherlock. I mean, just scroll back a few months, maybe a year, you see my thumbnail, Keith Smith. It hasn't changed. Man United have the same players on their wish list as they did a year ago. That hasn't changed, unless they've gone to another football club. That hasn't changed. It's really remarkable how people, they like to dwell in the accolades, when I just need to quote tweet them and take a screenshot of my stream, say, oh, really? Oh, really? Did you break that? Did you break that? Did you break the Jacquet one? Did you break the KD8? Did you break Impuemo? Did you break Dorgu? You didn't break that, did you? Because it was Stretford Post. Absolutely. Listen, I'm not here for any accolades, but they should know anyway. At the end of the day, people who tune into Stretford Post, they will get the news first. Man United are heavily interested in Keith Smith, but so are a number of teams around Europe, including Real Madrid. Real Madrid are interested in Keith Smith as well. Of course, if I was Keith Smith, would I do that? The keys to his future would not be Real Madrid, in my opinion. It will be going to a team like Manchester United, because obviously he'll get more game time. You know, as we see with Real Madrid, they get players like Arda Güler and players like that and just throw them on the bench, you know, and they don't give him any opportunities. You know what I mean? This is the problem. Man like Jengas, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And big up the Sydney Massive. What's going on, Sydney? Struth, mate. Holy Struth, mate. Going down Perth, mate. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well, Max. Good to see you. Hope Sydney is beautiful down at the Royal Opera House and everything like that. Not saying you live next door to the Royal Opera House, but Sydney, yeah, one of my bucket lists of places that I need to go, guys. Absolutely. Jenga's midfield, definitely a priority over SAMENYO. It's running on fumes. Jenga's, I agree. I think that, but the biggest worry for me, there is a lot of important people talking about SAMENYO going to Man United, including the people I know at Manchester United. I do feel that Man United would be lovely if we fixed both areas of the pitch. It would be amazing if Man United managed to fix both over the pitch. However, I don't think Man United are going to do that. I think that SAMENYO, it's either SAMENYO or a midfielder for me. I'm looking at the midfield and I'm looking at January, and part of me feels like we're not going to do anything. We might be talking about SAMENYO and nothing happens. It's like what I said this last week. I did say that we can't get overly giddy when we're talking about Ineos and we're talking about the Glazers, because at the end of the day, this could be all talk. This could be all fabricated news. This could be like, you know, something to keep the fans hyped. I'm not saying it's not true that Man United are not interested in them, because what I report is that Manchester United are interested in them. I'm not saying Manchester United are going to get them. And that's the difference, right? So Man United could be interested in them. Of course, they could be interested in them. We could be interested in a lot of players at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean Man United are going to sign them. It may come to January and we'd be like, there's no value in the market. Let's wait until the summer. There's no value in the market. That might happen, isn't it? At the end of the day. And yeah, look, you know, I just hope that they back Ruben Amorim. I believe in Ruben Amorim. I think Ruben Amorim is going to be a fantastic manager given the tools. Daryl, let me just see. 1 second. Pick a time. Bear me a second, guys. Here we go. Yeah, let's do that. Let me just get this up, guys. 1 second. Yeah, I'm just answering this, guys. I won't be with you in a second. I'll be with you in a second. 1 second. Okay, great. Yeah, that's great. Big up, Daryl. Absolutely. What did you say, Daryl? What was it? Here we go. I can't see it. I was just getting it up. It's all well and good. Semenyo has a good clearly scores, but we need to spine in the middle. And this is exactly what Man United have been missing, isn't it, Daryl? But that Man United spine that we used to be so famous for, of course. Man United need to get a spine. You know what I mean? We're Slug FC, Snail FC. Absolutely, we've got no spine. So yeah, we need to definitely get a spine there. Ephraim. Sal, we are not far away from challenging for titles if we recruited the positions we need. We're not far away, guys. And I think, this is one of the major things that people get a little bit intimidated about when we're talking about Man United. And we're talking about, coming back and being the title challenger again. I mean, there's a lot of hatred in regards to Man United. I've seen that. I've been reminded of that over the last few weeks. That there is a lot of hatred still lurking around Manchester United, of course. And, we will be back, guys. Don't worry about that. I did say it. Let people think we're irrelevant. I did say that. Listen, we're irrelevant. You know what I mean? Like an elephant in a 100-meter race. Like, you know what I mean? We are relevant. Elephant. You know what I mean? And let us be irrelevant. I don't mind being irrelevant because at the end of the day, we go under the radar and they won't be concentrating on Man United. And out of nowhere, the wounded beast comes back, you know what I mean? And we'll be back, of course, guys. Jengas, if we don't buy a midfielder, maybe Kone gets a chance over Ugarte. We need legs in there. But the problem is, Jengas, is Kone ready? Kone hasn't even played enough for the youth team, let alone be starting for Man United. I've seen Kone. The problem with Kone, he's lightweight. And he's very lightweight. And he's a little bit weak. I would give him a chance. If it's such a shame that we're at the League Cup. We could have done this in the League Cup, of course, but thanks to Onana and Grimsby, we couldn't. But what I would say is that give him 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here. Let's see what he does. Don't just throw him into the deep end. Obviously, we've got Casemiro at the moment. We can play Casemiro at the moment. But if we're winning the game, for example, we're winning the game against Everton comfortably, we can bring on a Kone for 15 minutes and see what he does. It's not going to harm the team if we're winning comfortably, of course, guys. And that's what I think Man United should do. But will Man United do that? Will Ruben Amorim do that? We need to give ourselves the biggest opportunity in regards to the squad depth because we haven't got squad depth. Our squad is very thin threadbare, should I say. It's very threadbare. And we need to try some of these youngsters out. I'm not only talking about Kone, I'm talking about Shea Lacey as well. When Bremo, when Ahmad and Mazraoui go off to the AFCON, we could possibly bring in Shea Lacey to play in that position, which, you know what, he's a highly talented player. When are we going to give the opportunities to these players? This is one thing. When are we going to give the opportunity to them? And we have to think you know what, they're good enough. How good do you want them to get? Do you know what I mean? Ephraim, Sal, do you think using young players at this time is good as substitutes? I think there's nothing wrong in having some young players on the bench so that you can sort of nurture them into becoming great players in the future and being ready for the first team whenever adversity strikes. You can bring them into the team, of course, guys. Absolutely. As we say here in Ireland, Kone could sow with a feeds of bacon and cabbage. Very good player, but really needs to bulk up. Absolutely, mate. He does need to eat some baba, as I said earlier. Because when I go to Italy, I do indulge in the baba. But what I would say, and guys, if you know about baba, you know about baba. Don't get me started, right? At the end of the day. But pizza comes from Napoli, and I have a pizza every single time. A pizza pie. Don't get pizza from Chicago. It's disgusting. Napoli, where pizza originated from, is absolutely beautiful for a £5. And what I would say is that he does need to bulk up. He does need to get a little bit chubby. He needs a bit of timber. That's what he wants. Kone, not ready. He needs dripping in, but he's better than Ugarte, in my opinion. He's grown, Sal. He looks stronger. He's grown. I don't know what's going on with Ugarte, Jengas. I was a big fan of Ugarte. Even Ruben Amorim asked the question, what's going on with Ugarte? He's not the same player as he was at Sporting Lisbon and stuff like that. I want to know what's going on with Ugarte. Is it training? Is it courage? Is it confidence? I want to know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, absolutely. Tyrell Gunner, what's going on, my guy? Sal, what's your predictions for Monday? I'm doing my match preview over the weekend, so I'm going to keep it a secret at the moment. I'm going to keep it a secret. Ron Bubba, baby. There you go, my guy. Daryl, we're talking about the Bubba today. Absolutely, Bubba.com. There you go. Absolutely. Jengas, Kona will always have a slim frame, but it doesn't mean he's necessarily weak. But I watch youth football. He definitely is weak. He is. I watch a lot of youth football. He definitely is lightweight. And if you're playing against Premier League footballers, you're going to get buff straight off the ball, mate. At the end of the day, I've watched a lot of thing, and he is weak, mate. And he does need to bulk up. He needs to get more muscle. Definitely. There's a difference between being thin and strong and just being skin and bone. And I think he's skin and bone, and he needs to bulk up. I know that as an athlete, mate. Chaninga, good morning, Sal. We need a CDM, not an attacker and a wing back. I agree with you, Chaninga. Hope you're doing well, Chaninga. Good to see you, my guy. Hope everything is blessed with you, of course, guys. Look, absolutely. Get on the red meat. There you go, my guy. Not too much red meat, though. Give you gout, mate. You don't want too much red meat. You eat too much red meat, give you gout. You know what I mean? You don't be walking around with a walking stick like the BBIG. You know what? They used to be, they call it the king's disease, don't they? Because obviously the kings used to eat a lot of meat. And then that's why Henry VIII used to have a walking stick and things like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know what I mean? Agate has lost all his confidence, but he's comfortable as well. He's secured the bag. There you go, man. May Allah bless you and your family. Inshallah, oh man. Of course, inshallah. And may Allah bless you too, inshallah, as well. Big to see you, oh man. Absolutely. Good to see. The Arabic isn't too bad, is it, brother? You know what I mean? There you go, brother. You know what I mean? Living in the UAE for 3.5 years, that would do that to you. Guys, yeah. So, look, what I would say is that, yeah, look, football doesn't deal with absolutes, guys. What I would say is that football doesn't deal with absolutes. There's all different ins and outs and twists and turns in regards to players. Whether that be confidence, whether that be lifestyle, whether that be homesick, it could be a lot of things. And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. One thing's for certain, though, is that he needs to pick up. We need to pick up because we're not a charity. We're not a charity and we need him. We need that Agate that was at PSG and Sporting Lisbon. We need this guy because at the end of the day, I remember when we were linked to Agate, every single person in this community, let's get Agate. We need Agate. We need Agate. Every single person was on that Agate train. Are we loyal? Do we give him a more chance? He's been in and out of the team. Obviously, he can't build momentum. But it's very difficult. And let me tell you why it's difficult, guys. Let me tell you why it's difficult for Casemiro and it's difficult for Agate. It's a simple word, guys. His name's Bruno. It's difficult for Manchester United, for any midfielder, because of Bruno. Now, when Bruno is ill-disciplined in his position, what is Kone going to do when he's left isolated 3 against 1? A young lad like that. And that's what happens at Man United every single week. That's why we have 20, 30-minute spells in games where we're being dominated against. So we have to look at that and think like, you know what? Okay, we can bring in Kone, we can bring in a young player, bring in Collier, we can bring in Casemiro, we can bring in Ugarte, but the same problem still exists. Bruno, number 8. Bruno, number 8, ill-disciplined, number 8, leaving the other midfielder next to him ill-disciplined, in the other point, we'll lose some of our attackers in January for the AFCON. We need replacement. It's certainly not going to be Semenyo because it'll be with Ghana, Changinga. So at the end of the day, we're just jumping out of the frying pan straight into the fire, ain't it? So I would say is that between the 21st and the 1st of January, Man United can't make any transfers. So what do Man United do? We have to play Xerxes, we have to play Mainu, we have to get these players going. The 1st of January is when the transfer window opens. The AFCON finishes on the 21st of January. So we got Arsenal on the 24th of January, by the way. So we probably won't have Mbeumo back for that either, which is an issue, So, yeah, look, we can't, we need players who can play now. We need players who can slot right into that team. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Ephraim, Sal, they will neglect midfield in January and sign Semenyo, typical United. Yeah, look, it would be a ridiculous thing to do. I agree. He's going to the AFCON as well, I believe. So obviously that defeats the point, doesn't it? Defeats the point. He's going to be at the AFCON till the 21st, We're going to have Mbeumo back anyway after that. So I don't think Man United should be doing that. I don't. I think what we need to do as fans as well, we need to be smart. We need to be mature. I like Semenyo. I think Semenyo is a fantastic player. I think he's a fantastic player. But we need to be smart and we need to be mature. And we need to think about what's best for the football team in regards to the midfield and regards to the wing backs as well. Absolutely. Really, really true. But guys, yeah, look. People look at football and they only look at one area. I look at football from above. And I see like problems at Man United. You know, like, for example, I just mentioned Bruno Fernandes, who goes missing on the pitch and ends up left back, right back, sometimes in goal, right? But when you do that and you're ill-disciplined, it creates a big problem in the middle. As you see with a heat map, there's a heat map and there's like a big orange round circle in the middle of the pitch. That's where most of the action is in regards to football. Now, if you're leaving one player to guard that, especially if a young player like Kone, you're in a bit of a pickle. There's no excuse at the end of the day. Listen, the reason that a lot of our midfielders are kind of struggling, and yes, Casemiro struggles. He's doing well, but he's struggling. He's tired. It's because we have one in midfield at times, and we're leaving the midfield completely isolated. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise that during the AFCON, we can move Bruno into that number 10 and bring in Mainu. Maybe that's a blessing in disguise. But knowing Manchester United, we're going to play Xerxes as a number 10, and we're going to keep Bruno in the middle. That is what's wrong with Man United. Oh, Ghana's not there. Sorry, guys. Ghana are not at the AFCON. Is that true, guys? Let me know. Ghana didn't qualify for the AFCON. Is that true, guys? Let me know. Wow, that's good then. Yeah, that's good. But I still wouldn't sign him. I still wouldn't sign him. No, I would concentrate on the midfield. If Man United managed to get a João Gomes and a Semenyo, fantastic. That would be absolutely fantastic. I would love that. Absolutely. Guys, they're not in the AFCON. It's true. Bloody hell. What's going on with Ghana these days? Ghana used to have such a generational team. What's going on with Ghana? Can't even qualify for the AFCON. Wow. That is a turn up for the books, absolutely. Yeah, well, oh well. That's good for Semenyo. That's good for Bournemouth, isn't it, at the moment? Still don't think we're going to get Semenyo, but anyway, I think that Man United still need to concentrate on the midfield, in my opinion. Obviously, in an ideal world, I would love Man United to get both. I would love Man United to get Semenyo and the midfielder. That'd be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? But I don't think that's going to happen. Some reason, somehow, maybe it's PTSD, I don't know. But I don't think Man United are going to get both, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see anyway what happens in January. And I will support whatever Ruben Amorim wishes to do. If Ruben Amorim feels that we need Semenyo, let's get Semenyo. Let's get it. Look, it would be absolutely fantastic if we had Semenyo on the left and we had Ahmed on the right. That'd be absolutely brilliant. Of course it would be. But obviously, we have to think about what's good defensively as well. We can't be gun-ho completely attacking. I do also think that Dorgu is coming good. I do also think that Dorgu is doing very well, and I think he's going to be very good eventually. I did predict it a long time ago that Dorgu is going to end up being a very, very good player, of course. You know, and I see that as well. Got a goal for Denmark against Scotland. Unfortunately, it ended badly, but you know, he got a goal anyway, and he's starting to get really good. Full-time Danish international. And that's good for Dorgu. So we shouldn't write off Dorgu, of course, as well. Obviously, his output and everything is going to improve. And the older he gets, he's only 20 at the moment. We have to remember that. So his output will improve. And we have to remember that, of course, guys. Absolutely. So in an ideal world, we want both of them. Absolutely, Ephraim. In an ideal world, we want both of them. And I would love her to have both of them. I really would. And unfortunately, we're not going to get both of them. We'll be lucky to spend 60, 65 million. I know that Man United have 100 million to spend, but we're not going to spend all that money, of course. Cengiz, Semenyo is a solid player, but and Bremo is levels above him. People gassing Semenyo. Yes, Cengiz, I agree with this. I think people are gassing. You know what it is, Cengiz? One thing I will say about parts of the fan base, we have a new toy syndrome. We have something called a new toy syndrome where fans are obsessed with new players, right? And Bremo scored 20 goals last season. How many has he scored this season? 5 already. And obviously, you've got Cunha as well. 2 players yet last season were the highest performers last season in regards, 2 of the highest. Not the highest, but obviously, their stats were right up there. When you think about Bremo and you think about Cunha, these 2 players, brilliant. And that's what I'm talking about. If Man United are going to do business, Man United should fix that midfield. If Man United fix that midfield, Man United are going to go places. We're not even that far away, guys. You look at where we are at the moment. Imagine we had our midfield sorted out in the summer. Imagine where we would be right now. I honestly think we'd be challenging Arsenal in the title. I honestly think that. You know, we're already there. We were unlucky to lose against Arsenal. We missed a penalty against Fulham. Should have beaten Fulham. The only 2 bad performances were Brentford and Man City. You know? And that was due to mistakes as well. We made a lot of mistakes against Brentford and Man City. But if Manchester United decide to sign Antoine Semenyo, I'm not going to be throwing my arms up and saying, oh, what they doing, the bloody frauds and blah, blah. I'm going to say, okay, if that is what they want to do, let's trust what they want to do. You know, I'm pretty sure that Man United will bring in a midfielder. I mean, I'm hearing João Gomes in January. I think that would be great. But as I said, guys, I said it a week ago, Man United have 100 million to spend. That was the word around. Man United have 100 million to spend. João Gomes and Semenyo probably reach about 100 million, wouldn't it? You know? So will Man United buy João Gomes and will they buy Antoine Semenyo? Who knows? But you know what I mean? It would be good because if we did those two deals, because we go into the summer, we've already got João Gomes, we've already got Semenyo. Then we bring in Anderson or Wharton, and then you're going to see proper, and we bring in a wing back as well, and then you're going to see proper football, mate. Absolutely. Kevin, what's going on? Do you think we need a striker next year, Premier League proven? No, I believe in Sesko. I believe Sesko will score goals. That's it. You know, I don't believe there's any strikers out there that are necessarily Premier League proven. I don't think there's anyone out there scoring tons of goals at the moment as a number 9, you know, or number 10. I don't see anyone out there at the moment in the Premier League. Like I was talking about it yesterday about Harry Kane of England. If Harry Kane's removed from the England team, who's scoring goals? There's not many strikers these days. So trust Sesko. Sesko will come good. Sesko will still hit the 20-goal mark this season. Believe me, guys. Believe me. I'm not gonna sway away from that. I agree. I'd rather have Gomes over Semenyo. Midfield was terrible against Spurs. Never won a second ball against the... You know what? We started well against Spurs, but it's the same old, isn't it, Cengiz? And that is to do with the midfield, because the midfield is where you control games. We're losing control of games because of the midfield, because you see Bruno as a left wing back, you see Bruno as a striker, you see Bruno as an attacking midfielder, leaving the midfielder isolated, giving an opportunity to the midfielder Tottenham to dominate. And we were dominated for about 25 minutes in the game in the second half, in particular in the second half. In the first half, we were relatively comfortable, but Spurs worked us out. And this is why Ruben Amorim made those changes. What do you want him to do? We were going to concede a goal, guys. We probably might have even lost the game. The saves from Senny Lamens were fantastic, and Senny Lamens kept us in the game before the substitutions were even made. You know what I mean? So we have to deal with that midfield. We have to fix that midfield. The midfield needs to be fixed. So I think Bruno needs to stop hoof the ball and give the pass through the ground. It does not help. I agree. This is important because I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago in regards to the way that Cunha and the way that Mbeumo play football. Cunha and Mbeumo are not used to the hoof ball, which is the big ball over the top, 30 meters in the air. They're not used to the hoof ball. They're used to ball to feet so they can spin on the sixpence and go forward. We keep hoofing the ball forward, you know, and they're going to break their neck like this, do you know what I mean, looking for the ball. And I think that's a very good point because I mentioned this 2 weeks ago, that Cunha and Mbeumo pass the ball to feet. And the reason that Bruno Fernandes is doing those balls, right, those hero balls, is because he's out of position. He's out of position, he's in a wing-back position or he's in a defensive position. So he thinks, I'm not going to run the length of the pitch. Let me just hoof it up the pitch. And that's the problem, of course. What's up? What's up, my guy? How you doing, Miles? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Helge. Mustang Sally. What's going on? That's a new one. On the airplane. Just landed, but I reached the second part of the show. Big up, you legend. Big up, Helge. How you doing, my brother? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you as usual. Benny, as regards to the striker, I think Sesko would do well when he starts getting supply. Plus, we have Obi Martins who will score more goals. Absolutely, Benny. I don't think we should just throw in the towel on Sesko. I've seen a lot of good things with Sesko. The over-criticism of Sesko from the media is really, really bad. I mean, I think he's actually been good. I'm sorry, guys. I do. I mean, he's doing his best for a guy who's just come from the Bundesliga at 22 years old. I think he's doing pretty well. I mean, we all remember the Chelsea game where he influenced the referee to get a red card and stuff, you know. I will never not stop advocating for Tony. He has no mentions, but still think he would be. He's been mentioned on the show for a year, Cengiz. Helge, sorry. He's been mentioned on a year, guys. Helge, you're just repeating history.com channel. This Tony's been mentioned on this channel before it became a famous thing to mention him on this channel. I'm not going to mention things that are fabricated, that are not true. He's not on Man United's radar at the moment. He might be in the future, but at the moment he's not. The reason he's not on Man United's radar at the moment is because he's got $400,000 a week in Saudi Arabia, and Man United are not going to pay him anywhere near that amount of money, especially at his age. I've been on that hype train. You know, I have Helge. I've been on that hype train for a while. And but I'm not going to obviously talk about things that are not really in the news at the moment. I'm going to talk about what Man United are realistically going to do in January. You know what I mean? And I have to report that, you know, absolutely. Big up, Helge. Me and Seth, yeah, absolutely. Look, I love Tony. Look, guys, you know, Helge loves Tony. I love Tony. I think Tony's a fantastic player and heavily underrated. I think it's criminal that Tony doesn't get in the England squad, but players like Jared Bowen get in the England squad. That is what I'm talking about. I get you, Helge. I get you, brother. As in rumors or anything, believer, I know you have talked about him for a long. Just wanted to mention him. Look, you know what I'll say, Helge, is that I think it's to do with his wages, if anything, because he's a natural goal scorer. You know, I think the fact that he's gone to Saudi Arabia has really dampened people's interest in him, which I think is wrong, by the way. You know, because Henderson seems to walk into that England squad. And I mean, even though he's in Saudi Arabia for a period, he's still walking in the England squad. But underrated, absolutely. And I wish Man United did bring him in, because I feel like he would nurture the likes of Sesko. He would make Sesko look, you know, he would help Sesko in regards to scoring goals, in my opinion, Held. You know, he would. And unfortunately, we're not looking at him at the moment. Maybe that might change, you know. Me too. It's sad that his wage thing has happened to him. I agree, mate. He would have been great. He would have been great. I said it in the summer. I said that we should sign even Tony. We should sign even Tony. I mean, he probably would have been cheaper than Sesko, but there you go. It's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, isn't it, man? And to be honest with you, and we got Sesko. I do believe he does need another striker next to him. I just don't think Man United are going to do that. You know, he's got Mbeumo, he's got Cunha to nurture him. So let's hopefully they do, of course. He's 29, my guy. He's 29, Benny. How old, Tony? Will he only sign players between the age of 21 and 25 on permanent deals? It depends, Benny, how good they are. It depends how good they are, mate. And if they are good enough, then they'll still sign them. It's not necessarily set in stone. It's not an absolute that Man United are going to sign 21 to 25-year-olds. Even though we are looking for that at the moment. Big up, Kenny. Yeah, he's 29 years old. So he's going to be 30 soon. So we'll have to wait and see what happens in regards to that. But yeah, the Glenelgs won't sign him, unfortunately. No, they won't, even though they should. Look, even Alex Ferguson purchased proven strikers. We didn't need necessarily Teddy Sheringham, did we? But we purchased Teddy Sheringham. And boy, oh boy, thank God we purchased Teddy Sheringham, isn't it? Because what happened in the final? He won us the Champions League. You know what I mean? He won us the Champions League. You know what I mean? And the rest is history. And how old was he when he signed for Man United? 31? 31, you know, at the end of the day, you know. Helge, we could make a campaign for you to be CEO instead of Clueless. I mean, I would do a lot better, absolutely. In my head, my ear will be to the ground, that's for certain. You know what I mean? I mentioned players before they even been linked to them. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, but like Senny Lamens, for example, guys, absolutely. But yeah, look, what I would say is that in everything, it's a bit like we need Premier League proven. Football doesn't deal with absolutes. And I've said that many, many times. You do what's best for the team. I don't care if a player's 30, 31. If it's good for the team, it's good for Man United. How old was Robin van Persie when he signed for Man United? 29? You know? There you go. And what did Robin van Persie do? He won us a Premier League title. Do you know what I mean? Jengas, Sheringham was quality, absolute quality. I mean, what a time to be alive. Sheringham, Cole, York, Solskjaer. Let's not forget about your boy Gabriel, Sal. Maybe 1 or 2 years away yet through learn from the first team regular. JJ Gabriel's going to be a star, man. I actually believe that we should start integrating him into the squad. I really do. We need to start like enticing him, try to encourage him to stay at Man United because he can leave, you know. It'd be a small compensation fee, but he can leave. Hell, do you remember with Højlund, he didn't have any room to breathe, to be out of the form or anything like that. I don't want us to do the same with Sesko. I really rate him. I mean, we're living in a generation, a world where we're looking at stats and iPads. You know what I mean? You know what I do, isn't it? The overhead projector gang. You know what I mean? And we live on those sort of things. Oh my God. Did he really say that? Right. We live in that sort of era. Right. So the problem is that people don't have empathy now. They have no patience. And this is one of the biggest reasons why Manchester United are not successful, because we don't have the patience to see things out. And to be honest with you, to be honest with you, I think that Sesko will come good. I did say he's going to score up to 20 goals this season. You know, I think he's got 2 at the moment. Let's see what he does. Big up, Helge. Kevin, Mason Greenwood, will we get some money from the deal? If a lot of looking at him, absolutely we will. Lots of teams are looking at him. I think, yeah. 100% agree, Asal and Gabriel. I mean, guys, you know what I mean? What I'm saying is we better start playing Gabriel. Like, you know, even if he's 15, 16 years old, we better start, you know what, slowly integrating him into the team because someone else will. And let me tell you that. This guy is he's a generational. He's going to be an absolute superstar. Let me tell you that right now. This JJ Gabriel guy is an absolute baller, guys. Spreadsheet FC hits vape. I feel I'm much better now. Much better now. My anger level has come down significantly. Absolutely. There you go. Can you imagine? Look, what I would say is that, Benny, absolutely, the Benny, you know what I mean? Look, we got to laugh sometimes, as I said at the beginning of the show, isn't it? That's how we do things, absolutely. You know what I mean? Gary Neville is a red. Gary Neville is a red. He hates Scousers, just like me. I hate Scousers. But that make me feel better. I should get a vape, actually. No, I'm not encouraging people to get a vape. Absolutely. I'm not encouraging people to get vapes and stuff like that. Absolutely not. Big up Harold. Absolutely, guys. It's absolute banter. Guys, you know what? It's a savior. It's almost a savior. We've got Premier League football back at the weekend. Unfortunately, Man United are playing on Monday. Can you imagine? Man United are playing on Monday. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine? Held. I for one is very excited about Sesko for the rest of the season. Obviously, I can't throw the future for sure, but I'm Mystic Held. He knows the future. Big up my son. Big up my son. Goodness me. Big up Held. Look, you can't test a proper person. You can't fake this. You can't fake this shit. You know what I mean? But this is you hate Man United, I hate Scousers. That's how it goes. Round and round we go. Absolutely. Spinning that wheel, as George Michael once said. Usam smokes that vape like the loser pool gets smoked by City like that. They get smoked by Harry Maguire on the flat. Straight into the back of the net, guys. Back of the net. What happened, guys? Back of the net. But we're irrelevant. We're irrelevant, guys. That's what happens. I'm your adopted son. I just can't prove it yet. Big up, Held. That's how we do it. Big up, my friend. That's how we do it. You know what? They can get their own back. It's all a joke, guys. We're all human beings and we have a laugh. That's how we do it. But one thing you do not do to Sal. You do not do selective outrage with me. You do not do that. Not with Sal. You do it with me. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I go in, bruv. And you know what? I could cutty videos and post them all down. I post them all day long. I could do that. Big up. Do you do any watch along? Man United at the moment. That's what I've only planning for Man United. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So, yeah. Big game Monday. I mean, unfortunately, Jengers, it's on Tuesday midnight. It's midnight for me on Monday. So it's going to be Tuesday. These late nights are really killing me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they are really, really, really killing me. And, but Monday, I will be there live for the watch along, guys. I can't wait. Premier League football is back. Man United beat Everton last season. It was actually Ruben Amorim's first win at Manchester United. Was the 4-0 win against Everton. Hopefully, we get something similar. I know that Everton are a better team this season. I know they are a better team, but yeah, we have to wait and see. Hopefully, we win the game. Dave, since we are the last to play, to save the best to last, we're irrelevant. We should aim for a win since majority of the teams will have dropped points. Come on, Dave. Love the enthusiasm. That's what we need. We cannot drop points against Everton. I am going to be cooked if that happens. We cannot drop points against Everton. That is not going to happen, guys. Man United need to win the game against Everton. We cannot end the weekend with Liverpool above us. We cannot end the weekend with Liverpool above us. That is not in my vocabulary at the moment. It is not possible. Man United cannot let me down this on Monday, guys. I don't want to be singing Tell Me Why I Hate Mondays. I want to be celebrating that we're way above. We want to be 4 points ahead of Liverpool. Come on, you Forest. Absolutely. Helge, poor Everton. Feel sorry for them. Don't care about their improvement. We'll send them right back to the toffee land. Big up, my friend. Vape mad unhealthy. Vaping is mad unhealthy, Dave. Kenny, yeah, it is actually. Mad is mad healthy. See, look, you know what? We got Mr. Motivator in the stream. Mr. Kenny. Kenny is, what is Kenny? Kenny is the, how would I say it? He's the, how would I say Suffolk healthy? How would I say Suffolk healthy? It's the, I don't know who's healthy. No one's healthy these days. Big up. I've just done a 5K run. What you make about that, son? Absolutely. I hope we beat Everton 4-0, Sal. I hope we do. I hope we beat them 6, mate. 4-1 Everton. V Everton. 4-1 V Everton. Sorry, I was like, what's going on with Helge here? Someone, is he bumped? He hit. He bumped. He hit. He fell down. Bump. He hit. Absolutely. Kenny, we'll beat Everton comfortably. Come on, Kenny. I hope so. Come on. We've been preparing long enough for it. Jengas, I'm predicting a Forest win. They won their last season, of course. Liverpool pile of pressure on Slot. Absolutely. Snot. Arnie Snot. Getting all the digging it right up there. That bloody Nottingham Forest. Get them. Go and get them, Nottingham Forest. Beat them, Nottingham Forest. We want to go 4 points ahead of Liverpool this weekend. Liverpool are in the mud, and this has fired their brains. I'm seeing some Liverpool fans saying they'd rather Everton win this game, which I find crazy. Are they mad? Are they mad? Are they mad? Are they seriously mad? Let them think that way. Let them do that. You know what? It's the hate that I love. I love the hate coming from Man United. Because at the end of the day, let me just tell you a little story about irrelevant Man United, and nobody cares about Man United. The Man United are the most supported English team in the world, by the way. One of the top two most supported most supported teams in general in the world, behind probably Real Madrid. Man United, Barcelona, Real Madrid are the most supported teams in the world. Yeah. All right. So at the end of the day, we can have a scattering of hate. That's fine. You know what I see hate about Man United? You know what it's like? It's like a YouTube video. You know the thumb up, the thumb down? You know when you get 25,000 likes and you get about 300 dislikes? Nobody gives a shit about the 300 dislikes. Those guys who don't like Man United are the 300 dislikes. I don't care. You're a 300 dislike. You're one of those guys sitting in a barn somewhere. Oh, you know what I mean? Stroking your lamb. Oh, me and you, Sebastian. It's just me and you. Oh, you look so horny today, Miss Sebastian. You know what I mean? And you'll be standing there, yeah, sitting there. Oh, look at another Man United streamer. Another Man United stream. Let's dislike that streamer. Let's dislike that stream. I sound Italian, but anyway, I am. Benny, Monday is a huge day for me. Bring my daughter to her first. Oh yeah, you're going to the game, Benny. I'm looking forward to it, man. Take lots of photos, my guy. There is no word that can describe the feeling when I get to see her face when she sees inside the stadium. Does she know yet, Benny? Have you told her yet, Ben? That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Make sure you take her to the museum. It's very important that you go to Old Trafford now, because obviously it's potentially Old Trafford is going to be knocked down, unfortunately, isn't it? So, you know, I would advise anyone to go there. I'm so lucky I've been there, had a season ticket, and I'm so lucky I've been there so many times. But every time you walk into Old Trafford, one thing that I noticed, that every time you walk into Old Trafford, it's like the first time. It's always like the first time. Do you know what I mean? It is. Absolutely. Smoking is the worst than vaping, though. Yes, it is. Everything is bad in a way. Held, alcohol is the fastest way to I respect women to it. So anyway, here's my 2 a.m. Big up, my guy. Big up, absolutely. Benny, do you live in Manchester Blue? Where he lives in Ireland, I think. Sligo Rovers are from Ireland. That's all I know. When you tell her some of the greatest players ever to play football, players out there, tell her some of the greatest. When tell her, I don't get that. What's that? Tell her some of the greatest players ever to play football there. Yeah. Tell her. I mean, George Best, Bobby Charlton, Duncan Edwards, all played at Dennis Law, all played at the Great Turf, mate. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Held, everyone remember to like the video. Almost 100 watching. Come on, guys. Guys, listen. Guys, don't forget to like the video, guys. Like the stream. You know what? It's not personal. It never is personal with me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it never is personal. Let me tell you something, guys. And I need to take so 1 second, guys. Thank you, guys, for waiting up for me. Yeah, everyone remember, like the video, guys. We need to get 50 likes every single Breaking Dawn, guys. Every single Breaking Dawn, we need to get to at least 50 likes, guys. Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what we need to do, guys. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. In this current run of games, the Palace game is which I see tricky. That's the trickiest one, Dave. Absolutely. That's the game that I look at, and I think that could possibly be a draw. And you know what? I'll be honest, Dave. If we win the rest of the games, a draw won't be a bad idea. If we win the rest of the games, you know what I mean? In my opinion. My humblest of humbles. Absolutely. Guys, it's been a great show as usual. Big up everyone. And Benny, if we don't speak, man, I want to wish you the best of luck on the game, but we probably will speak over the weekend anyway. But guys, brilliant to see you guys. My first game was a night game as well, says Jengus. Big up Jengus, by the way. Absolutely good to see you, mate. Guys, yes. So I want to say thank you, everyone who continues to support the channel. Thank you. Guys, it's nothing personal on this channel. We have a laugh and a joke, and I've got the thickest skin of all. You can do the same to me. It's the way it is, guys. Now, guys, at the end of the day, I've got a couple of things. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to like on your way out, guys. I will be back. I might be back later on, but it depends. But guys, I want to say thank you, everyone who continues to support the channel. Much love to you all. We will continue to grow regardless of what happens. You know what I mean? In this world, we will continue to grow. We're not going to stop, guys. We're not going to stop, and we have some great projects planned for this channel. Massive channel projects planned for this channel. Big up Helge, my guy. Big up Helge. Big up you legend. Bless you and your hard work. Thank you so much, Helge. Thank you so much for being here every day, my guy. Really appreciate you. And have a great day. Big up, my friend. Big up everyone in the stream, guys. Glory, Man United. We will be back on Monday for the watch along. Of course, I can't wait for that. Don't forget to join me for the watch-alongs, guys. Very important, guys. So, you know, everyone wants us to lose. Remember that. Remember us against the world. Remember that, guys. United against the world. It's funny how we're so irrelevant, yet so many Liverpool fans want us to lose. There you go, guys. Have a great day. Because if we were relevant, they wouldn't care, really, would they? Absolutely. Just like I had to be reminded who Liverpool were playing on the weekend. There you go. Thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic day, night, evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Sal Warner, and this is Breaking Dawn. See you soon, guys. Take it easy. Put your notifications on. Don't forget that as well. Thank you, guys. See you soon. Peace.